House of Cards follows the lives of Frank Underwood, Chief Whip of the Democratic Party in America, and his wife Claire Underwood, as the two enact their rise to the top of the White House, showing no mercy to those that stand in their way.
The road to power is paved with hypocrisy and casualties. Never regret.
The show was adapted off the British short series under the same name, which was based on a novel by Michael Dobbs, inspired by his time as a member of the UK's Conservative Party under Margaret Thatcher's Tory government in the late 70s and 80s. As much as I enjoy all aspects of the show, I want to focus on one thing that I find wholly unique to it and particularly fascinating.
Sir, I know you have a million things on your mind, but I would just love to talk to you about how to modernize the food processing industry in Iowa.
Please, slit my wrist with this butter knife.
If you watch House of Cards, you've probably seen a lot of that. That's called breaking the fourth wall, and it's a prominent feature across the entire series. This term derives from theatre and can be most easily described as the wall in which actors would face the audience towards. The wall is seen as a viewing point for the audience that connects them to the world of the play, but over time restrictions on the wall were challenged, and characters within such mediums acknowledge their audience for a technical purpose.
Did I leave the stove on?
It's becoming more and more popular, and I believe that House of Cards really set the trend on the usage of this technique lately. Its usage of direct address, in which Frank talks to the audience, has become a huge stylistic trademark of the show, and I believe it to be one of its finest features. Due to the show's themes of deception, betrayal, and political intrigue, such a technique works extremely well in letting the audience have a better understanding of what's going on.
It's not beginning the story that I fear. It's not knowing how it will end.
Frank tells us what he is doing and why he is doing it, and nobody else in the show gets such an honest and direct image of the man. In Frank's own words,
After all, we are nothing more or less than what we choose to reveal.
and Kevin Spacey, who plays Frank Underwood, had this to say about its use in the show.
Francis is not talking to himself, he's talking to you. And he's letting you in on things that he might not let anyone else in his world in on.
As he explains his plans and confides his true feelings to us, the audience, we feel a great deal of understanding for his actions, however immoral they may be. The show makes us understand his viewpoint whether we agree with it or not, and because of the intimacy between the viewer and Frank, we can't help but be absorbed into his point of view.
When I carve him up and toss him to the dogs, only then will he confront that brutal, inescapable truth. My God, all I ever amounted to was chitlins.
Similarly, the audience can't help but to become engrossed in the plot when we often get to see Frank's schemes unravel with the knowledge of his intentions in advance, as we watch to see whether Frank's plan will work out, and it's only more entertaining when he overcomes obstacles to his goal and his long-term plans succeed over seasons of the show. We feel part of an exclusive club and that he's taking us along with him on this very devious adventure.